Hey everyone, First T here. Thanks for checking out this YouTube channel. Congratulations, Tyrrell Hatton, on winning the 2020 Arnold Palmer Invitational. Here's his post-win press conference interview.
Incredible feeling to win on the PGA Tour, to do it at such a iconic venue that I've grown up watching this event as a kid on TV, and to be sitting here next to the trophy now is an amazing feeling, and very thankful I managed to hold on at the end.
Before we open up the questions, you move up to number 14 in the FedEx Cup standings. Talk a little bit about how this sets you up for the rest of the season now.
Yeah, that's a big jump for me. Coming into this week, I didn't have any exemptions, so when the season starts, you are kind of just playing to keep your status for the following year. Obviously, I'm trying to juggle both tours, which is never easy, and I'm normally playing around 16, 17 events, so that makes things certainly a little bit tougher to try and keep your status over here, where most of the guys will probably be doing mid-20s. So to wrap that up, and how long is there exemption? It's a 3-year exemption. So, wow, that's amazing. So obviously I kind of know where I'm at now for a while, which is great, and hopefully I can push on and keep climbing the FedEx.
All right, let's go right into questions. Let's start with Doug and Ron here on the front.
Tyrrell, for a guy who looks like he's on edge a lot of the times, on a golf course that keeps you on edge for all the 4 hours you're out there, how did you do it?
Yeah, the setup was extremely tough, and I said yesterday the hardest thing for me will be to manage myself, and over the course of this week I feel like I did a decent job of that. It was so tough, and obviously everyone's dropping shots quite easily, and after the double on 11, which was pretty tough to take, I'm happy with, I feel like I could easily have blown up after that, and managed to kind of keep my head a little bit, although I did get a bit frustrated. That's always going to happen with me, and as long as it's not kind of keeping on over to the next shot, then I'll be okay, and I'm just happy that I've managed myself well enough this week to be sitting here.
All right, let's go Ewan and then up to Ron.
Tyrrell, a lot of us know Mick as a kind of colourful guy out in the scene and a good time guy, but obviously he's a really positive influence on you. Can you speak about how he's done that, and especially on a day like today and this weekend when it's obviously really tough out there?
Yeah, me and Mick have been working together since British Masters in May last year, and I've loved working with him. He's a national treasure, I think. he's so funny. He keeps he's good at talking to me on the course, and we've had some really good results, and he's played a huge part in my success recently, or our success, I should say.
All right, let's go to Ron.
Some players say the tougher the challenge, the better they like it. Are you one of those players, or have you come to become one of those today?
I think players kind of would look back at this week, and it's nice to play something different. Most weeks it's not target golf, but the scores are super low, and this ended up sort of feeling like a major with the setup and how firm the greens were, and it was hard to hit it close. There's I don't think there was only not even a handful of guys that were under par for the weekend.
All right, let's go to, I'm sorry.
No, fine.
Let's go to Edgar, and then we'll get Doug and Bernie.
Could I get you to comment just on a few shots in particular today, please?
Yep.
The putt on 11 for double was pretty big. The one out of the rough on 13, that was looked very difficult, and then the 17th hole.
Yeah, so obviously putt for double on 11 is never ideal to have a 6-footer with more than a cup right to left break. It was, I hit a terrible first putt. I didn't trust my line, and I was worried about it coming out a bit soft, and I end up rip pulling it, and then you're left with a really smelly putt. Thankfully, that managed to go in. The 8-iron on 13. Obviously terrible tee shot to end up there. I kind of struggled with flighting the ball as low as I normally would like to, and obviously I just come out of it and spinny fade. But we actually had a decent lie in the rough over there, although I imagine I was the only person in the field to be over there this week. It came out perfectly, and the wind didn't gust too much, although I think we only had 140 yards. We knew it was all carry, and then the 5-iron into 17. It's amazing the thoughts that you can have upon impact, because at impact I genuinely thought I'd hit a spinny cut into the water. So to look up and see it having a little baby draw onto the pin is obviously I was quite relieved at that.
All right, let's go Bernie, Mark, and then Ryan in the back.
Tyrrell, well done again. This
Thank
time
you.
last week, we're sitting here, and there was a bit of controversy in relation to comments made of Tommy Fleetwood and Lee Westwood. Now, you winning here in the PGA Tour for the first time, can this be a reflection and a statement that European tours are good players and they can win on the PGA Tour without getting too controversial?
No, I don't think it's a statement. I think whatever tour you play on, it's extremely hard to win golf tournaments, and we're all trying to do that each week, and more often than not, I guess things maybe don't go your way and you end up not winning. So like I said, it's tough to win, and I'm sure obviously everyone's time comes, and thankfully my time was this week.
All right, let's go Mark, and then Ryan.
You, when you came off 11, you made a pretty animated gesture back at the hole as you were heading to 12. I just wonder what was going on in your mind there at that moment, and how long did it take you to kind of flush that as you got back to 12?
I was just annoyed because my third shot in was actually one of the best swings I made all day. We had the run out on the TV tower, which was my line. We had 193, and I've hit a 5-iron at my target, and the wind just completely dropped. So that kind of went against us on that hole, and I was just having a little moan, like it's the grass's fault and the wind's fault. It's never my fault. But this is like going back to a question about Mick. He was really good. Obviously, he just told me to kind of get focused again. It's done. Move on and have a few practice swings and just kind of get some good feelings again. And I stood on the 12th tee, and that was probably one of the best tee shots, certainly, that I hit today.
All right, let's go Ryan, and then Jeff.
Tyrrell, you've spoken of Mick's influence, but why do you think you're better equipped now to handle those potentially blow-up situations than you were maybe 3 or 4 years ago?
I guess it just comes with experience. This is my third year on the PGA Tour, my 7th season on the European Tour, and you get yourself in. If you play well enough, often you give yourself opportunities, and I guess you learn things. And I guess I was a little bit more comfortable out there today, and also this is only my second event back from wrist surgery, so it might sound daft, but my expectations maybe aren't as high as they would be in the middle of the season if I was, been playing quite a bit. But this is still kind of part of the comeback for me, and maybe that helped.
All right, let's go over here. Let's get Jeff and Derek.
Tyrrell, I remember a couple of years ago at Honda, you talked about living in this town probably at about age 20 or so. You had a few roommates trying to play the Hooters store, scratch out a living. At the time, did you have a lot of belief in yourself, or did this seem a far, far ways away?
I think you have to believe in yourself, otherwise, you've got no chance. So, obviously, the goal was to at that time to be playing European Tour and hopefully eventually PGA Tour as well. And I think this was 2012, I think, that we were out here playing Hooters Winter Series. I've got good memories from that time, and we've, me and Emily, my fiance, we've rented a place here in Orlando now, so it kind of feels like home away from home, which is nice to have, and that's one of the reasons we come back.
All right, let's go Derek and then Ben.
Tyrrell.
Sorry.
This way. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
When your wrist injury was taking longer than you hoped, your recovery, did the thoughts of events like this one help sustain you? And also living in this area, has your appreciation of who Arnold Palmer and what he meant, has it grown?
Well, at the time, see, the surgery took longer to recover from. But as it became more apparent that I was kind of getting back into golf, I knew that I was going to be starting my season in Mexico, and I was going to have 2 weeks in Orlando before then. And we were actually really excited to come back out here, and obviously we feel very comfortable here, and that's why we've kind of made it our second home. And to have your own, to sleep in your own bed on a tournament week is something that we don't get to experience too often, and home comforts, I think, maybe help keep me a little bit more relaxed as well.
All right, let's go to Ben, far right.
Tyrrell, no Englishman has won next week. Just with your form and Tommy, do you think it's a good chance as any to break that drought?
Time will tell. It's hard to kind of think about next week at the moment with the sort of potential celebrations we've got later today. I don't think I'll be any fit state, but at least till Wednesday. But yeah, I think we'll savour this one quite a bit. But next week's it will be interesting, and hopefully an Englishman can finally win that trophy.
All right, back left, Dave.
Yeah, back here, Tyrrell.
Sorry.
No, that's quite all right. I'm buried back here. I'm trying to stay out of the traffic pattern. Just curious, how frustrating was it today to sort of be grinding the way you did? And given if there was a level of frustration, how rewarding is it to battle through that?
Yeah, it was really tough out there, and obviously I was getting frustrated at times, but nowhere near the blow-ups that I am capable of. And it's just one of those days where you just got to stick in there, and patience is one of the hardest things with me. To think that I've shot, what was it, 3 over for the weekend and ended up winning the tournament. If you told me that on Friday night, I wouldn't have believed you. But it just shows how tough it was, and obviously, like I said earlier, I'm very thankful to sit next to this trophy.
But does that in some way make it more rewarding? I guess, when you have to battle through that, not only the challenge of the golf shots, but battling yourself.
Yeah, I think this is, it's such a tough week, and to come out on top is a great feeling, and you certainly feel like you've played a lot more than 72 holes by the end of it.
All right, third row, Adam, right here in the middle.
I got 2 for you. The first being, what do you think you'll do with the red cardigan?
Well, I don't want to ruin it, and with the celebrations that will occur tonight, I think it's best to put it on a coat hanger. But it's very special to have this, and it will take pride of place in the wardrobe.
And then the other thing is, in the broadcast, David Faraday made this comment. He said that you're nice to everyone but yourself. Do you agree with that?
It's probably a good thing to say, actually. I'm a shy person, but I feel like I'm nice, but obviously to myself, I give myself a hard time. And that's one thing that I should probably get better at.
All right. Anything else? Questions? Yep, let's go to Doug.
I don't think you came over here till U.S. membership till about 17 or so, but even from your days in the Hooter Winter Series, had you ever had any occasion to either come over here or meet Arnold?
No, I'd never sort of had the opportunity to. Sorry.
All right, Bernie.
Tyrrell, just a quick one. You were saying at the start of the week that this event is the first of 7 over 8 weeks. You think that may change now, the sort of schedule over this sort of part of the season that includes the Masters as well?
Potentially, that's something that I'll sit down and talk to management company about, and we'll kind of go from there. Obviously, like I said, the immediate thought is to kind of get celebrating. So I'm sure the relevant conversations will be had. But obviously, I want to be playing golf, give myself a good run into the Masters, and so we'll see what happens.
Congratulations once again, Tyrrell Hatton. What are your thoughts on the 2020 Arnold Palmer Invitational? Let me know in the comments section below, and please click on the thumbs up icon if you liked this video. Subscribing to this YouTube channel and sharing the video also helps, and don't forget to click on the notification button for this channel so you won't miss the next First 2 Tee video.